Welcome to the channel. This is Waga. First things first, we are going to make a few corrections, and then we're going to move on to the topic of the day, which is going to be blocks. You could like the video, share it, comment in the comment section, and of course start the repository on GitHub. We are going to continue with where we left off. But first, like I said, I want to make a few corrections. I noticed something. After we worked on this messages page, there are a few things we did not test out everything. We just looked at the UI and said it was good and moved on. We made sure that it was circular rather than oval, and that this statement is here, and there's that the timing is correct and things like that, but we did not test the delete capability. So we should come and do that. We should do that. So we could come here and long press, and we see what I wanted to correct. During the long press, you see, do you want to delete this chat? Do you want to delete this chat? This second message should be something telling you about that your actions are irreversible, basically. And we could hit no, and that works. So that's what we're going to correct first, and then we're going to work on the blocks. As you can remember, this is contained in the chat widget. So to access it, we go to the UI, and we go to the widgets, and we go to chat, like so. And we could search for it. Yes, no, it should be somewhere around here. Do you want to delete this chat? Do you want to delete this chat? Let's give ourselves a bit more real estate. And come here, and you see it's semi-bold, and this is bold, like so. So you can see the difference. We could make it first. We could. Okay, let's just leave it like that. We could say this action is irreversible. This action is irreversible, like so. And we can save, and we pop out, and we come back. This action is irreversible. You still can't see. Let's make this W500. Maybe you'll see a bit more contrast. Pop out, come back here. Okay, fine. Let's leave it at W500, but feel free to mess around with it, adjust it to your liking. Now, we know the cancelling doesn't work, but we should check that okay, we do have delete chat, so I think it will work. Let's, oh, we can't do it. Wait, I bolded it up. I need to go back. How do I go back? We still don't have the page, so let me just reload it and come back. Let's try it out. Let's go back to the chat and try to delete it. Let's try to delete the test chat. So what we could do is we could long press. And do you want to delete this chat? This action is irreversible. If yes, this should disappear. We should delete the chat, then it should disappear in that order. So let's do it. It disappears. Okay, there's a bit of a gap between them, but it works. So basically, that method of whether or not the deletion works does work, and we have it. Now we can continue to the meat and potatoes of today, which is building the block. This will be our last block. This will be our last block, and that is the messaging block. So let's get to it. One more thing we could fix before we do get to the block. We are getting to the block. It's just one more niggling thing that we should fix before we get to the blocks, right? And that is this. I have created another account that has liked the account that we are on right currently, so that I can show you what I mean. The account is called Tester. Very creative, I know. And how we're going to deal with Tester is that when you click on it, and you get this, you get the X and the you get all this information plus the X and the heart to decide on him, on whether you choose them or not. And once you click on one of these, right, it just moves. This tester let me come here. The tester will move from down here to the matched users section, but it won't pop off from the foreground. What we want to do is to make sure that when you click either the X or the heart to accept them, it automatically pops off. So that's what we're going to do. And after that correction, we can now go on to the blocks. So basically, it's just going to be good UI. There is no point of hitting the X on a guy or on the person, and then he still remains on the foreground, but he has been deleted on the someone likes you section. Give it a catchy name. You could say matches or something. I don't know, someone likes you. That's what made sense to me at that moment. Yeah, so basically that's what you're going to do, and after that we're going to now move on to the blocks. Let's do it. And for that we come to the project section, we come to the pages folder, and we go to matches. We go to matches, right? And at matches we could come to actually we're in this section. We're in the section, so this is the delete. This is when you press X, so icons.clear. So we should come to the end of this, the icon widget button, and wait, delete user event size color.blue. Let's give ourselves more real estate. And where does this end? Okay, like so. And so we could come here after the delete user event, and we could come here and say the navigator dot of context, and we hit dot pop, like so, and we put a semicolon there, like so. So we're just going to test the pass. If you're deleted on pass, we'll copy it to the what's it called, to the match, the heart. So let's come here and let's first reload, like so, hot reload, and come here, and we're going to hit the X. If we hit the X and this code works, it should disappear from the foreground. So we hit the X, and yeah, both disappear. So basically we have sorted that out. So when you reject someone, they also disappear from the foreground. They don't remain there, linger there after you've said no to them. So let's do the same for when you heart them, when you like them, when you hit the heart, that is. Is the heart above or below this? Not sure. No, it's below. It's below because the distance is normally above it. So we could copy the solid heart. So we come to the end of this. In the solid heart, where does that function end? So we come here and we could do the same, navigator dot. I'm not going to test this, but I'm sure if you test this, I'm sure it will work. Yeah, basically, if we do that, it will work. So we have sorted out our issues, like when you select in the matches page, when you select someone or reject them, they disappear and they either move to the matched user if you hit the red heart, or they disappear completely from the page entirely if you hit the X. So basically, we have done that, and now we can move on to the business of the day, which is working on the blocks. And that's what we're going to do. So now we can continue with our block, and for that, this is going to be our final block. So let's get to it. So we could close all. So we hit that. We come to the block folder. We create a new package, and this block is going to be called messaging, like so. We hit that. And we come here, we right click, we create new, we go to the block generator and we create a new block, and this one is going to be called messaging, and we want to use equitable to allow us to compare without the additional code. Yeah, just compare directly instances of objects, like so, and we hit that, and I'm sure all the files are in now. If we come here, we have block messaging state, we have the messaging event and the block that connects the two, and the barrel file, like so. Why is it complaining? Let's look at data analysis. Okay, I don't see how the problem there. So we are going to start as always in our state, and in our state Of course, I've talked about abstract classes and how equitable helps us while we're building, and what this line of code does. It's for comparing. We could just come here and copy this like so. Copy, and we can put it up here. This will help us a bit, like so. Give ourselves a bit more real estate, and we continue from there. So first we could come here and say initial messaging initial state. We could make it the first one, initial state, like so. And this one is going, we could get rid of this line like so. We've done this a couple of times, so this should be straightforward. And we could copy this by hitting Command D, giving it a bit of space so that we can continue working on that. After the messaging initial state, the next state is going to be message loading state. Loading state, like so. And yeah, this is also not going to have anything comparing. There's not going to be anything comparing, so we can skip that and come down here. And then it's going to be message, the third one, and final is going to be message loaded state. So we could come here and hit Command D. On a Mac, I'm guessing Control D on a Windows. I'm not sure, but you could try it out. Or just copy the line and bring it down. You could say messaging loaded state, like so. And now we can come to we can come down here and create the final field for the message stream, and this is going to be final message stream, like so. And message stream is going to be of type it's going to be a stream. Let me just spell it correctly. Stream of query snapshot, like so. And it is complaining because we have not created a constructor. So we could come down here and say create constructor for final fields, and then we could make it named, like so. The parameter named, right? And after that, of course, you know, we need to, because we're comparing, we need to copy this line. Copy. I've explained this line before. And where does it end? Oh, I was looking for this closing brace. And we could paste this here, and we pass in, you guessed it, message stream, like so. So this is going to be our state, and now we can move on to our events. Continue. And what we could do first is we could close this and close the block, the barrel file, and come back to the event, like so. And what we're going to do here is, let's open the state also. We're going to copy this line of code, like so. I'm sure by now it is we've made several blocks, so you know we need that to compare, like so. And after that, we're going to have the send message event, and that is going to be class send message event, and this one is going to it extends the messaging event, like so. And it's going to have a final field of type message, so I could say final message, like so. And we bring in the message from the repo, no, from the model, and we come here and we say models. We get that, and this is complaining because you have not made the constructor. You could hit Command N, or you could come here and do this, and you could make this named. Come here and do this, like so. And after that, we could copy this line because we're going to be comparing the various objects based on the messages. So we could come here, copy, hit the copy line, come down here, paste it like so, and here we enter message, like so. Should be second nature by now. And after that, we are going to have another class. Could just type it out. It's going to be called message stream event, like this, and this is going to extend the messaging event, like so. And it is going to have two fields. The fields are going to be, we could say final. They're going to be of type string. Current user ID and selected user ID, like so. We're declaring them on the same line, right? To save us having to type final string like that. So give ourselves a bit more real estate. Come here, click on this, and we could create constructor fields, make them named like so. Do this, come here, do this. So these are named parameters now, and after that we copy this line. Let's copy this line. We can hit copy like so. Come down here, paste it like so. Change it to make current user ID like so, and selected user ID like so. And that is basically our event. Those are our two events: send message event and message stream event. So basically that is done and dusted. We can now move on to the BLoC. Continue, and for that we come to the BLoC, and in the BLoC, the first let's give ourselves a bit more real estate. Let's come down here, and the initial state is going to be called messaging initial state. So we could just copy this line like so. Copy, hit copy, come to the messaging BLoC, and we could enter it here as our initial state like so. So it's going to be messaging initial state. That one is done and dusted. After that, we're going to tell it that it has tell the BLoC that it has a dependency on the messaging repo, and that the messaging repo is not going to be null, right? So for that, we could come here and say messaging repository like so, messaging repository like so, and we could come here and borrow this line of code, come to, is it messages? Okay, let's just get it from messages. We come up here and we could copy this, and remember there's a difference between messaging repository and the message repository. Messaging handles the chat, right? Give ourselves a bit more real estate. Come here, do this message, and now it's just time to correct it. Say messaging BLoC like so. It's going to be messaging repository, and this is going to be messaging repository like so. And we need to import the meta package. So we get the meta package, and this is going to be messaging repository like so, and this is going to be messaging repository like so, and this is going to be let's put an underscore here, make it private. Let's make it private, and this is going to be messaging repository like so. So basically we have done that, and after that we're going to come to the map event to state, and the map event to state, we're going to use yield star or yield each depending on who you where you look. And what we're going to do is, like we've done before, just separate the event handlers into their own functions. Yield star will insert all the elements of the subsequence into another sequence, basically. We've done this a couple of times, and I think I've explained it before. So we could just go quickly, end this video, and move on to, I think we have about 2 or 3 videos, 2 videos, and then we update to BLoC 4.0. Yeah, so, and we're free, we can move on to something else. Okay, so let's do this. And the first one is going to be, this one is async star, like so, because it's a stream. And the first event we're going to consider is if event is message stream event. We could have message stream event like so. If event is message stream, and we could come here and have yield star because we want to pass it along. So we could say map, we haven't created this of course, map stream to state, like so. And the map stream to state is going to take two parameters. It's going to take the current user, current ID, and the current ID is going to be event dot current user ID, like so. This should be current user ID. Let's make this current user ID, not current ID, current user ID, like so. And the next one is going to be selected user ID, like so. And this is going to be event dot selected user ID, like so. And to stop it from complaining, we can create the method. Come here, let the ID help us, hit that, and this is map stream to state, right? And why is this complaining? Oh, why is it saying selected? Let's capitalize this. And say here selected user ID, like so. Right, so that we don't have to go through checking if we've met any errors, like so. And this is going to be we could give more information about this. We could say this is going to be string, and the generic is messaging state. Let's just pick it from here, like so. And yeah, okay, that is the stream and messaging event. And we could come here to selected user ID, and after that, the first thing we're going to yield, first state we're going to yield is the messaging loading. Wait, are we in the, yeah, we're supposed to yield, the first thing is messaging loading state, like so. And why is this complaining? Like so. Let's put in a semicolon, and this is supposed to be, why doesn't this let me just check and come back. The problem is that we have not marked this as an async star, like so. We do that, all our problems go away, and after that we basically just get the message stream. And we could say message stream, which we created. Here we reach into the messaging repository, like so, and we get messages, like so. And this is going to be, it's going to take the, let's put a semicolon here. Let's tell that more about this. We could say this is a stream of, you guessed it, query snapshots, like this. And for the get message, we're going to say the current user ID is set to the current user ID, like so. And the selected user ID is set to selected user ID, like so. So basically, yeah, follow that. That's simple to follow. And afterwards, we are going to, still within the same method, we're going to yield another state, the messaging loaded. So we're going to say yield messaging loaded, not loading, loaded state. And this one is going to take the message stream as the message stream that we just created, and we can put a semicolon here, like so. And we go back up here and we check for the next event, and we say if the event is send message event, and we're going to create the method which is going to be yield star, like so, or yield each. It's going to be map send message to state, like so. And this one is going to take a message, and this is going to be event dot message, like so. And we can come here and we can create the method. And how we do that is we come here and hit that, and here we can tell that more about this by coming here and saying stream is going to be, you guessed it, messaging state, like so. And we could get rid of this up here, right? Get rid of this up here, come back down here, and we could simply await. Let's not forget and do the same thing again. Async star, this is a stream, and what we're going to do is we are going to await the messaging repo. We're going to await the messaging repository, and we are going to send message, and here we're just going to pass along the message like so. So basically that is our messaging block. We are done. I think before we conclude things, we should make a small correction. We should go to the messaging repository, and in the send message method, if we come down under send a ref and send user ref, and we come to Firestore, and we could come here and we could say, we could await to Firestore, we could await these two creations, these two updating of the timestamp. So basically just hit the await, and yeah, and so we are now done with all the blocks. We have worked through several blocks. Let's count them. Started with authentication, went to sign up, then created logging, then created search, then created profile. We have a profile block, right? Yeah, profile block. Then we had messaging, messaging matches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've had 8 blocks, and we are now done with them completely, and we're finished with blocks. So now we just have to create the UI elements, and I think we are done with this video. So thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe. I have great content coming up. Leave a comment if you have any, and share the video also, and you can start the repository on GitHub. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next one.